Hello, YouTube! My name is Scott, and welcome to another episode of Opinions No One Cares About, a video series that watches you while you sleep. Okay, so for this one, I'm deviating hugely. I know my usual shtick, looking at pop culture subjects and connecting unrelated things like I've got a virtual corkboard full of push pins and red yarn.
Okay. So, Barb's not a Duffy, but I haven't ruled her out as a surgically altered Cardassian spy, or a transporter clone, or, bear with me, a Suliban. Right? A Suliban?
But here, I've decided to take a turn into reality by taking on a subject that denies reality. Yeah, I heard it too, but bear with me. As you've no doubt noticed, there are some people out there who believe some very crazy things. One of the biggest conspiracy theories on the internet is that the Earth is flat. Yeah, this is a thing. There are people out there who believe that the Earth, instead of being the globe we know it is a flat, circular disk. Now, I will admit that not every flat earther, or flurfer if you prefer, believes the same thing. But the general consensus seems to be that the Earth is a flat surface covered by a dome referred to as the firmament. And it doesn't stop there. Our flat disk of a planet doesn't rotate. See, the sun, moon, and stars rotate around us. The sun itself is much closer than science says it is, but the light doesn't reach all corners of the Earth at once because of atmospheric refraction. Oh, and gravity doesn't exist either. Things fall to the ground because they are more dense than the air around them. This keeps going. You know, it's not just that the Earth is flat. Obviously, we never went to the moon in 1969 because Stanley Kubrick faked the whole thing. The Apollo astronauts were actors, the ISS isn't even real, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. The cognitive dissonance is astounding here. Flat earthers claim that anything that can prove them wrong is fake. Actors, wire tricks, CGI, Photoshop. Whatever they need to cling to their delusion. They don't even believe it when they debunk themselves.
The Earth spins 360 degrees in 24 hours, so it's fair to assume that if you use this gyroscope, there should be a 15-degree drift after only an hour.
If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Thanks, Bob. And rest in peace, sir. Now, I don't remember exactly when I fell down this rabbit hole, but I've listened to a lot of these videos while I work. Or more, I should clarify, I've listened to videos that debunk the flat Earth, because this is not our planet. This is. The fact that the Earth is round, rotates once every 24 hours, and is not the center of our solar system, or indeed the universe, has been proven for centuries by actual scientists, yet nowadays is attempting to be disproven by people who are not scientists. Make that make sense. Okay, it is tempting to place the blame on twice impeached, indicted on 34 separate counts, former president fake news over here, but I don't think he gets all the credit. To be fair, I did ask some flat earthers about this. An admin for one of Nathan Oakley's live streams said, unknown, we at the Flat Earth Debate don't claim a size or shape. Level Earth Observer said that the Earth is demonstrably flat, and regarding my question, which was about the size and shape of the Earth, well, that would require full exploration before he could answer that. So their reasoning is, all the science that proves the size and shape of the Earth is wrong. So what is its actual size and shape? Oh, we don't have the science to prove that. But anyway, flat Earth. Those of us with common sense who paid attention in school know it's not true. And as for the rest of you, well, I thought about it, and I dare say you could prove it. Wrong. Prove it wrong, I meant. Sorry to get your hopes up. Now, this is going to take a lot of effort, money, probably an entire team of people, but I dare say it can be done. And it starts with this. Now, I know there's no one accepted map of the flat Earth, but the general consensus seems to be that it looks like the globe, but flattened, with the North Pole at the center and Antarctica as a landmass that circles the entire edge. So with that in mind, here's what your team does. Start at the North Pole. Okay, first you have to get to the North Pole. Once you've gotten to the North Pole, turn around and hike south. keep track of the distance. When you've reached the edge of the North Pole, hopefully you've reached the ship that you have chartered and loaded up with supplies, because from this point on, you're going to have to sail south. Originally, I would have suggested between Russia and Alaska, maybe hug the international date line, but I don't know how many islands there are along that route, and you would inevitably have to stop to refuel. So instead, go down between Greenland and Iceland, past Britain and the western edge of Europe, maybe hug the African coast, whatever works for you. And along the way, you make sure that you're keeping careful track of the distance, as well as making sure that you're sailing directly south. And, accounting for if you have to resupply or refuel or whatever. Now for the next part. Once you've reached Antarctica, or as close as you can get, turn right and head west around the continent, keeping to the same latitude until you return to your starting point. That's it. Do I really need to explain it? Okay, fine. If the Earth is flat, and circular, the distance from the North Pole to Antarctica would describe the radius of a circle. And going around Antarctica, keeping to the same latitude until you've returned to your starting point, would be the circumference of that circle. Look, just take a look at this, and excuse my crude drawing skills, okay? So you flat earthers like to use math to prove your points sometimes, right? Even if the math is wrong? Well, there's a formula for determining the circumference of the circle. It's equal to 2 times pi times the radius. Which means, if you know the radius from the North Pole to the edge of the circle you just made, then you should be able to divide by 2 pi to get the circumference. I'm not saying it will be exact, but even accounting for human error, I will bet you the answer that you come up with won't even be close to what it should be. Hell, I'll go one further and say that the radius that you measure is larger than the circumference, which isn't possible on a flat surface. It doesn't matter what shape it is, the distance from the center of the flat shape to the edge cannot possibly be bigger than the distance around it. Hell, I'll do you one better than that. As you're sailing west around Antarctica, watch the coastline. It should be on your left. That's expected no matter what. But if you're sailing west and Antarctica stretches around the edge of the Earth like you say it does, then at some point you should see it curve away to the right. Or can you somehow explain how it's constantly on your left, but then curves to the right out of sight where you can't see it? Now, I'm not trying to come after anyone here. I'm just saying that there is a way for you flat earthers to prove that you're right. It won't be easy or cheap, but what in this life is? Sorry, my stock photo guy is 12. But if that doesn't work for you, you could, trust the science. Learn the science.
Yes, science.
See? This guy gets it, and he's a meth dealer who barely graduated high school. People have spent their entire lives studying this, and you don't believe it. They've got math, physics, science, eyewitness accounts, photos, videos, and your response seems to be, nuh-uh.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
Okay, maybe I am coming after you a little. But it's my channel. What are you gonna do? Travel to flat the Earth and find me? Hey everybody, thanks for sticking around to the end of another video. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, you know the usual YouTube stuff to do. Like it, of course, comment on it, share it around, subscribe to my channel if you feel so inclined. Hit that bell icon for notifications when I put another video up. I want to clarify, by the way, this shirt that I'm wearing, I know it seems remarkably similar to a logo of the Flat Earth, which can seem a lot like the United Nations logo, but in reality, it is for the United Federation of Planets. It's a Star Trek thing. I'm a nerd. Let's get that clear. Anyway, that being said, until next time, I've been Scott, and this has been Opinions No One Cares About. Everyone has opinions. This one was mine.